Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 23. It is time for the Jerez Test, and I thought I'd show you before we get into the test just how everything is shaping up in my career mode so far. So we just acquired team leader role as part of Jerez's competition of the challenge against Paul Espargaro. We'll have a look at the rivals in a moment, but I want to move now to bike development because that is where it is very important. So as you can see from the left hand side, these are what's going to be affecting in Jerez for the next test, which I'm about to show you now. Bike statistics as it is, and then the comparison with the other teams, and as you can see with the third worst team in the championship as it stands. So yeah, we've got to find some good packages in the test, and hopefully we can improve and get higher up on the comparison. So let's take a look at the paddock then, and let's see who we've got a good relationship with. As you can see, orange for everyone except Paul Espargaro, if I'm not mistaken. That's correct. But we are now the team leader, so that's good to see. And hopefully now Gas will listen to our implications for the and instructions for the rest of the season. Let's take a look at the game experience I'm running, or the race settings, let's say. As you can see on screen, this is everything I'm using so far for the season. Extreme difficulty hasn't changed, and the laps haven't changed, and I don't think I will change anything from here. But let's take a look at the season test. That's just a brief look at that for now, and now we have the option of choosing a development area that we want to concentrate on as a team. And as a team leader, we can influence the development of the second bike, and I'm hoping that we can make a decision here and they will impact it quite nicely. And honestly, my only concern right now is I just want more engine power. I think the rest of the stuff is okay and we can manage without, but we need more power. The starts we're struggling with, and just coming out to the corners is where we're struggling with. So let's go. So here we go then, guys, back on the track. This time it is Jerez. Of course, if you watched the Jerez Grand Prix from a few days ago, you know it went pretty well. I won't spoil the result for you yet, but I probably will later on. So just bear that in mind. But into the final corner. This is the Lorenzo corner. We were quite competitive in the race. I felt really good. I managed to get my best qualifying as well, so I think we made some good strides to improve with the gas. But it all comes down to this. This is the test where we need to find some pieces to make our championship more believable, because I want to finish in the top 10. That's the goal every single time. We've got to finish in the top 10, maybe a little bit higher. We do have one sprint podium to our name in the Circuit of the Americas, and since then we've been in the points ever since. So yeah, good stuff so far. 2 disastrous first rounds, but now we have a chance to keep it improving. So yeah, I'm ready for this. So I'm going to jump on Spec A bike, keep on going for maybe 4 or 5 laps, see what we look like. And as you can see on the right hand side of the screen, this is the Spec A bike, just a reminder from what we had in the winter testing. And then when we move over to the second spec, the B spec bike, then I can show you what that bike looks like and how it's going to impact our development here in Jerez. But I'm rather excited for this one. I think it's going to be, I hope it's a good upgrade, I really do. I don't know what it's like yet, so I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed. But my only interest right now is to just keep on putting in the lap times as if I was not expecting an upgrade, as we're trying to push as much as we can. We were very consistent in the Jerez race, so I think if my lap times are similar or comparable to the Jerez GP, then I think I'm going to be happy for my performance, because I've just been playing a bit of Ride 5. We're getting ready for the BMW HP2 Cup. As good lord, what is going on over there? We got past Franco Morbidelli's stricken Yamaha. I think it was Franco. Whoever it was at least one of the Monster Energy Yamaha teams. And now across the line, this will put us into 7th place. Okay, so we're second behind Maverick Vinales, who's on a 1:35.998, and we put ourselves in the 1:37 flat. So that's roughly where we were in the race every single lap, more or less. So that's fine. I've got the rhythm. I was expecting myself to be a little bit sluggish, to be honest with you, because jumping from Ride 5 back over to MotoGP and back across is it's difficult. You pick up a lot of bad habits, and I think the habits, the worst part is the braking and the downshifts. It's easy to go into a different feeling, a different feedback when you jump onto different games, so I'm trying to get that feeling again, as someone's gone very wide ahead of me. Oh, it's Brad Binder. Where is he going? Brad Binder all over the circuit right now, and he's coming back on the track really aggressively. What is going on with the factory KTM rider? What on earth was that? Marquez has gone down behind us somewhere on the circuit. Okay, well, that's kind of ruined our lap, but we're still within 0.2 of a second. I think we were up by 2 or 3 there. So that's a shame, but it is what it is. There's not a lot we can do. Medium front tyres, a bit warm, but still holding on well. Something I will praise the KTM RC16, or the Gas, as you can see, it's the tyre wear. The tyre wear is on medium, and I gotta say, it's really good. In Moto 2, we seemed to drop a lot on tyre wear, and towards the end of some races, it was just getting ridiculous. But here in MotoGP, it feels quite good. I'm not overly aggressive with acceleration. I'm not particularly overly aggressive on the braking. I would say I'm quite a gentle rider in most instances, so that's good to know that we've got some good tyre wear. The tyre life is good, it lasts quite well, so I'm happy with that. Only criticism really got is the lack of power coming out of these corners, and then of course the just general handling could be improved, but given the 2 options, as I say, you've seen in the beginning of the video, I'm focusing on pure power. Getting off those start lines in a better way, coming out of corners with more speed and accuracy. I think there's a bit of that I can improve upon, but I think a lot of it is down to the motorcycle as well, so I want it to be better, and I want us to be fighting for more podiums. The one sprint podium in the Circuit of the Americas was fortunate, but it wasn't a fluke. We have the potential, and we can be capable of getting on the podium, so we just got to keep on, and hopefully this test will appear fruitful for us. But approaching what, probably halfway of the laps I want to be doing here with Spec A, because let's be honest, we're all here to see Spec B. Interesting to see what they're going to bring for us. We're not in the factory team, so we can only influence so many ideas, so we may not even have our desired package even here. But from there, I think, ooh, a little bit off the circuit there, but from there I think we go then to Silverstone for the next test. So we're going to have what, Le Mans, Mugello, Sachsenring, Assen, and then Silverstone. So we've got a couple of races yet until we get to another improvement, but across the line this is again another consecutive 1:37.1. So again, very, very close to our pace that we set in the Jerez Grand Prix. There is Johann Zarco. Can I get through, or is he going to impede my way? I think he's going to impede me here. Hopefully the Frenchman will get the message and move sooner or later. Well, he's not moving, he's definitely not, so excuse me. You've got to move, mate. If you've come out of the pit, you've got to start moving over and giving way, but he really doesn't want to. He fancies a bit of a racer. He goes extremely wide into the Pons corner. And here's a prime example for you, ladies and gentlemen. Coming out to that right-hander there, we don't have the speed to match up to the Prima Prama Ducati. I mean, that is a GP23, so it's a big ask for any RC16 to compete with the power and speed of that Desma Sedici, but I want to at least be a little bit closer than just getting dropped every single time we get onto the straights. But of course, guys, if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe. It would be a great time to do so now, because we're about to move over to Package B rather soon. And of course, if you are enjoying the content and you want to support the channel, it's a great way to support it, as Johann Zarco goes down in the distance there. And alternatively, you can even join the Discord server if you fancy it. We have lots of discussions in there from MotoGP and Ride 5 and everything else. And if you want to be part of that, head over to the Discord server. The link is in the description down below. So out to the right-hander and now into Lorenzo corner. A corner I just don't feel particularly confident in, and already going wide there. Yeah, I'm not overly confident into turn 13. I was in previous MotoGP games, but not currently as it stands. And across the line, we are into the 136s, and I think I fancy on one more lap. So let's give it one more attempt, and then we'll head over to the pits and get onto the second spec bike. But what I will say is I'm happy that we've just done 4 laps there with a deviation of a differential of, what, 0.2? Pretty close competitive lap times there for myself. It's only good enough for 9th, but it's still good. And in a race situation, in a qualifying, would be right up there in Q2. Yeah, I can't scoff at that, as another Prima Prama Ducati's approaching. This time it's Jorge Martin. He looks to be on his second spec bike, so maybe he's looking for some big upgrades as well. But now into the right-hander for the Danny Pedrosa corner. We are again neck and neck with our previous couple of lap times. We just can't seem to improve, but we're not going backwards. Positives in every negatives, ladies and gentlemen, but there's also negatives in every positive. But I'm happy. I am content with our performance right now. As who is that in the? Oh, it's Jack. Is it Jack Miller? It is Jack Miller. So the KTM has gone off the circuit, and now he's all over the place. I hope he moves out the way, because of course Zarko didn't. And I'm on a bit of an improved lap time here, so if you just scoos out the way for me, please, Jack, as I go around the outside. And you didn't. Yeah, thanks a lot, Jack. Cheers, mate. Thanks. Okay, then, so that was Spec A done and dusted. Unfortunately for us, Jack Miller didn't really give us a helping hand. But, as you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, it is nothing to be excited about here. I honestly thought we would be looking at something a lot better. To consider that we asked for engine power, at the very least, controlled fuel delivery, just something to do with power, something to do with fuel, anything that would just give us more speed. We have a little bit better handling, we have a bit better aerodynamic penetration, and the electronics have been developed as well. But honestly, tyre wear takes a big hit. We now have high tyre wear, which is probably going to eat through this tyre. I'm struggling to see a benefit in this package. This has been a huge letdown. We may have been the fastest in Sector 1 as a personal level, but there's nothing impressive about this pack. I am disappointed. I honestly thought that our influence would make a big difference, but clearly it didn't. And we have Spec B, which is probably spec useless at this point, but I will confess, I've gone onto this one with a bit of negativity. It actually feels pretty good. It does feel a little bit slower, and I've got to say, I don't think I'm getting as much wheel spin, but I don't know. It feels okay, but it's not enough for me to immediately go, oh, I love it. It's just okay, that's a different package. But I'm gonna do some more laps, of course, maybe 4 or 5, the same as we did with Spec A. And then we'll compare with the bikes and see which one really feels that much better. But honestly, it doesn't feel much different. It just, maybe it goes into the corners a little bit better. It's quite controlled going into the Lorenzo corner this time. And as we bring on the power, oh yeah, we lost like 1/10.5 there on this straight. It is our best lap of the test, but it's 5,000 of a second quicker in just one lap. But it's not that much different. I'm not any better here. Oh, a bit deep there for the Michelin corner. This is not any clearer for me. This is not any clearer. Let me know in the comments section down below if you find that the upgrades from Spec B are what suit you or not. What would you go for in this situation? Because if you've watched the races so far, you know we struggle to get off the line. We get off the line well, it's just that we have no power to keep up with the AI. My reaction time is pretty good, but I don't wheel spin, and it just doesn't move. So, answers on a postcard, please, or better still, answers in the comment section down below. But, yeah, it is what it is. I'm struggling to sort of really delve into what's different here with this gas. The Package B feels a little bit more nimble, I guess, but seeing us lose so much speed on the straight there, I think that's going to be a nightmare for us. Circuits like Le Mans, circuits like Mugello, Assen, there's a lot of straights there that you do need a bit of speed and a bit of power. Granted, you can get away with lack of speed on the likes of Sachsenring and sometimes a bit of Assen as well, because of course it's a very fast flowing track. And then once we move into Silverstone, I would say maybe a flowing bike is better than an all-out powerful one, but does it make that much big of a difference here in MotoGP 23? That's what I'm not sure about. Nice strong entry into Lorenzo corner, but again, we lose so much time on the straights. That's back into the 137s again, so again, a very similar lap time to what we set earlier. A bit deep into turn 1. And as we bring on the power, I just noticed we're actually down in 18th now. I didn't even pay attention to that because, well, I guess it doesn't matter. The only thing that really matters is how much we're improving by, and if we're not improving, then Package B is no better than Package A, so we may as well just stay with Package A. At the very least, we have less tyre wear, and that's something to hold our hopes and aspirations on. So, yeah, there's a lot of questions here, but I've got to be honest with you, I am really enjoying MotoGP 23. This MotoGP career mode is just terrific. I'm having much a blast with it. I can't wait to record more and more. I've done so many this week that I still can't wait to do the rest. There's plenty more to do. I've got Le Mans, Mugello, Sachsenring, got a lot of videos still to record, but I'm ready. I'm ready for this. It's good stuff here in the Gas, making things a little bit difficult. And I'm very pleased that we still haven't yielded from the... Oh, that's too tight. Ah, my apologies. That was a bit silly. But yeah, we haven't yielded from the difficulty. We're staying on 120%. I don't plan on changing that. I think the added difficulty makes for this experience. So many times in MotoGP 22 and MotoGP 21 when we had to do competitions and championships on the lowest power option, just simply because the AI wasn't good enough to fight. So I'm happy with the result. We are sticking with 120. It might not be as interesting as fighting for the win, but fighting for top 10s and 7th places and then podiums in sprints makes up for it, in my opinion. I think it really adds to the experience of a MotoGP rookie. I mean, even getting on the podium in a sprint as a MotoGP rookie with the Tech 3 team is certainly nothing to scoff at. I think we've done an amazing job so far, and I can't wait to show you the rest of the season. But so far, Kota, great race. Jerez, both solid results. Then we move into Le Mans, and then hopefully something special happens there. But as far as this test goes, I'm waffling a little bit. I don't think Package B is going to be the bike for us. I do want to complete a few more laps with Package B and then go back to Package A, because it's important to get that comparison. It's easy just to say, yeah, that package looks great, let's do it. It's important to really try both of them, because you'll get a good feeling with what works and what doesn't. And so far, this package looks pretty good now. We had that small crash going into turn 9. Once we had that mistake into Sito Ponds, I felt like I got the inhibition of crashing had gone. So now we can go quite aggressive. So from the Nieto corner, I just call it Sito Ponds, my mistake, and then into Peloquí. We are 3 tenths or 2 tenths, so it's dropping. It is dropping. You can see where the other bike is faster and where this bike is better in the corners. It's a very tough decision, this one. I'm going to have to seek your guys' opinions, but I do fear that once you guys comment after this video is uploaded and released, it'll be too late and you won't be able to impact my decision. But we'll chuck another lap in. I don't want to end on a... then again, we did get back into 139s, but 36s, but... In fact, we set the same lap... no, we didn't. I'm looking at the other one. So it's 137.038. It's about a tenth of a second slower than our best lap set early on. So 0.005 of a second separate the both packages. That's how close this is. We go from a positive with more turning, more stability, but then we lose the power. And then on the other side, we have much more power and then lack of stability. But we haven't crashed yet. Touch wood. We haven't crashed yet in MotoGP 23's career mode. We have been taken out, and we then crashed, but we haven't crashed out of a race ourselves. So in that regard, I don't think we need the extra handling and stability. I think we're doing alright as it is. It does mean we could push a little bit harder, and we could go a little bit maybe further and beyond our limits. But is it worth the lack of power over the next couple of races, which have a lot of straights? I'm just thinking of Mugello. We take a bike in a package that has 0 power. It's good night Vienna, and it's good night Vienna for this lap time as well, because we cut the corner, and therefore we will not be improving the lap time. And even if we did, it wouldn't count. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. So let's just head back into the pits, or at least into the final corner, and then across the line I'll head back to the pits, and then we'll do one more final test with the Spec A bike. So back on Package A, this is Spec A of course. Quick reminder to the right hand side of your screen, that is the specs of this particular package. A little bit deep into turn 1 there, my apologies. But I'm really curious now to see the power. So far out of turn 1, not really noticeable, but here, quick burst of power. Oh, it does feel better. Oh, when it's visible as well. We're up by 0.2 of a second in that first split. Oh, then again, we lost it a little bit with the lack of turning. Yeah, we're not going anywhere. We're just going sideways. If we could get both packages combined, then yeah, it would be something special. But out to Sito Ponds, with the power on, with the ride-out device, yeah, we're gaining at least a tenth of a second. We need that power. My mind's made up. My mind is made up. Yeah, look at that already. 0.4 of a second, 3.5. We need the power. We definitely need the power to more than the cornering, stability, handling. We managed to get a 7th place here twice here in Jerez with the Package A. let's just stick to what we know. Let's just keep on plugging along with this one. Hopefully we'll be better against the opposition. I'll have to have a look to see where we are on the scale. But right now, it all depends on how much the AI have improved. Oh, off the circuit there. Wow, that didn't invalidate the lap. That's surprising. We're on the brakes quite late into the 13th corner. Very tight to the apex there. And back on the power. Yeah, we're up by 3.5 tenths across the line. It's going to be a 0.3 second improvement. It is a 1:36.701. So within one lap of getting back onto my familiar bike, we're 0.3 second quicker. Or 2 tenths, let's say. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we take Spec A. I think that's a no-brainer for me. Nonetheless, I do want to hear what you guys have to say regarding the bikes, regarding the specs. Which ones would you take? Are you happy with the decision so far of us focusing on Spec A rather than the second package? And overall in general, are you enjoying the MotoGP 23 career mode? I certainly hope you do, because I'm having an absolute blast, and I honestly can't wait to record the rest of them for you very, very soon. So on the brakes we go, into the Pedrosa corner. Nice and tight to the apex, improving on the delta, not quite. Neck and neck, just less than a couple of tenths, well, a couple of hundredths of a second. And then in the left again. Just, oh, we're close, we're back in the green again on the delta. We're back in the green. And then onto the brakes going into the right-hander here for the Nieto corner. I do struggle with that one a little bit. But we'll improve, we will improve. And back on the power again. Oh, I hate how the curbs just completely kill your momentum in this game. It's like you just go into glue. You just cannot move at all. And that has really cost us our lap time. It doesn't really matter if we set a good lap time or not. It's just pride, isn't it? Trying to get a good time. But if it won't be an improvement, it'll be very close too. So across the line, it is a 1:36.804. Once again, still better than Package B. And I think we've hit the maximum with Package B, so I think it's all about Package A. So yeah, I'm happy with this one. Let's get one more lap done, and then let's focus of moving ahead into Le Mans. I don't know how that's going to go. I did read some comments, people saying that the Circuit of the Americas would be a good race, and that was right. I didn't read any comments about Le Mans, so I don't know what the feeling is going to be like there. In past MotoGP games, they've been pretty bad there, so it's usually a good victory. But I don't know. Le Mans could be very interesting. But as it stands, 15th place, not bad. It's not the 7th place where we qualified, or 6th, but it's an improvement. And I think I mentioned this in the previous video as well. I don't know what it is here in MotoGP 23's career mode, but the first free practice, the AI put in just unbelievable lap times, just way too difficult. And then practice 2, going into free practice, and then the qualifying. Oh, I've just cut the corner again. They do slow down, and then you have a completely different qualifying situation. So, yeah, I'm not going to take these for granted. It is what it is, and we'll just move on. But I think that's it from me. I'm happy with the performance we've done today. I'm happy with the choice of Spec A. So let's head into the pits and call it a day. So there you are then, guys. Those are the results on screen right now. As you can see, Spec A dominating the majority of it, but a couple of Spec B bike lap times are coming in there. But ultimately, we know what the answer is. We stick with Spec A, we continue to develop, and hopefully then we can get a good package in the Silverstone test. Fingers crossed. But really happy with those lap times. Very, very close deviation, very tight competitive lap times, very consistent. Looks good. I'm happy with that. But let's take a better look at Spec A. There it is on screen. Our fastest and potential of the ideal lap was a 1:36.502. So it was just 0.2 of a second quicker than what we did here. And I think in the qualifying I did achieve around a 1:36.5 or 1:36.3. Getting into the 1:35s, which the AI were doing, is just unfortunately above my level. But not a bad effort nonetheless. And again, 1:36 is there. 1:37 flat, 1:37.1. Spec B, it would be a good choice if Spec A wasn't already pretty much the same. But it is what it is. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I hope this test has been interesting for you. If it has, let me know in the comments section down below. I'm sticking with Bike A, and I'll see you in the next video. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and ciao for now. Oh, hi. Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.